You are about to witness bodily dismemberment, sub-zero temperatures, and all-out mayhem. Brought to you by the Frontline Network.
Sup COH fans, and welcome to episode 5 of Frontline Fatalities Season 3, brought to you by the Frontline Network, presented by me, FatalSaint, and my good friend Tommy. What's up, Tommy?
What's up, Fatal? We're back on longer because we just can't get enough of it. But this time we're going to be looking at the winter version. In our last game we checked out the summer version, looking very nice, looking very similar to of course, the longer that we all know and love. Of course, this isn't technically longer, this is Longreskaya here in Company of Heroes 2, but this time they filled it with snow.
It's covered in snow. What happened? What happened? Winter arrived in Longre, I guess. Longreskaya.
Someone took a big white dump everywhere.
I guess so. But yeah, it's quite different in the snow versions. You know, you got the blizzards, which, you know, you gotta micromanage your troops, get close to the fires, get inside the buildings, don't freeze to death. At the same time, you know, all of a sudden a vehicle just shows up in front of your infantry because line of sight has been hindered by the blizzard, and yeah, you know, it's different. It's not the same thing, but it's still longer, and hopefully we're gonna have a good game. It's gonna be between Complexity, Company of Heroes streamer from both VCO and Company of Heroes 2, against Spanky. WMD represent. Spanky's back. He was the one that actually played Soviets in the game against Puko on Minsk Pocket, where he went for a tier 2 opening as Soviets and built quite a lot of Maxims, I believe. And but now he will be taking on the German army, and Complexity will be playing as the Soviets. So at the 5-second mark, ready to go, Tommy?
I'm ready.
And on pause in 3, 2, 1, unpause. 6, 7, 8, 9 and 10, and Complexity does not go for anything fancy whatsoever. Conscript opening for the Soviet player.
Spanky going for again the very standard German opening of a single pioneer into a grenadier.
So grand opening first, but you know, just looking around the map a little bit, there's quite a lot of deep snow, especially on this right-hand side.
I was just noticing that. There is a lot of deep snow here, in some pretty crucial areas too, areas that you can't really avoid going around. I mean, if you look at a map like Kolodny Winter, there is deep snow there, but less than there used to be. They stripped away a lot of it. Yeah, and it is sort of in the edges. You have to try to get in deep, so
yeah, really. If you really want to.
Yeah, like if you really want your guys to walk really slowly, then you can go find yourself some deep snow. Of course, there are offensive reasons for using deep snow. Of course, you can camouflage units in deep snow in a blizzard. Yeah. But by and large, it's something you do want to avoid. Whereas here on Longra, we've got this huge band of very thick, deep snow just running across the middle here in front of the southern player's cutoff. So, and that's a very frequently used sort of little patch of ground.
Yeah, it's a very frequently used path, and you know, units will be going through that deep snow over and over again during a match, I believe. But yeah, there's quite a lot of deep snow, and also you have to pay attention, especially to things like grenades in deep snow, because your units move so slowly in them. Something like that we very generally, not very often see are penal battalions, but especially if you do, sometimes you see them in 2 versus 2s, because it's basically, you got the backup of your teammate as well, so you can afford going for those expensive penals. They're 360 manpower. They have better rifles than conscripts, but it's basically the same platform. But they can throw satchel charges, and when you throw satchel charges at something in deep snow, they're not going to be able to dodge that satchel charge because the explosion radius is so large. Your squad is going to be incinerated, basically.
Even if you hit the retreat button straight away, you'd be lucky if you just lose a couple of guys.
Yeah, it's very hard. So you gotta really pay attention to things like grenades and satchel charges when your units are in deep snow. I think the whole middle VP as well, which Lexi is capping with one of its conscript squads right now, is covered in deep snow. That's gonna be, if you get something like indirect fire, you're not gonna be able to dodge that. Obviously, the middle VP is gonna be the VP that is most contested.
Yeah, it's going to be the killing ground. It looks like Spanky is setting up now. He is showing his hand. He's going to be making a play for the right-hand side of the map here. just like many old school Vico players would tell you, going for the right, very aggressive. It's the more aggressive side than going for the left. Very powerful side as well, has a lot of resources. Less so than it did in the original, of course. The resource system is a little different, but it does have a very important fuel point and a very important munitions point here, and of course, sets you up very nicely for a base pin eventually.
Look at these staring contests between a Grenadier on the far left-hand side capping the VP against the counter. I believe that Lexi was kind of banking on Spanky going for the left-hand side. You know, at least get the munitions or something, maybe get the fuel as well. So he went for the cutoff, but he didn't actually cut anything off because, as we know, Spanky went for the right-hand side.
Yeah, that's. I guess I haven't seen enough games on longer yet to be able to sort of feel out how players are playing it. But left hand side was always the safer route, but it was often the route less commonly taken. You'd find many more players would go for the right just because it allows you, whether you want to do it or not, it gives you the option of going for that base pin if you seize the moment, seize the opportunity.
Yeah, it opens up the possibility of going for the MG base pin on longer against US in Vico. But I guess it's the same thing here. MGs have a very wide firing arc and very hard to dodge, especially on a map like this. I think when it's a winter version with deep snow, it's not going to be easy to get any form of flanks off on MGs. And you know, already in Company of Heroes 2, small arms fire is quite widely different. It's you know, it's just not as potent anymore, really. I don't know how else to describe it.
It does less damage typically. You know, if a rifle squad flanked an MG42 in Vico, that MG would be, you know, it would be dying quickly if you didn't move it. But in Vico you do have sort of they just don't do as much. Whereas some units like Flamers, obviously a big contrast because they do still do huge amounts of damage or have the potential to do huge amount of damage very quickly. Oh, and it's the first M3 Flamer car is on the field.
Wow, instantly Fausted, however, and he tried to actually stop the Grenadiers from getting that cutoff. He's not actually connecting him too much on the right-hand side. He's got the VP there in the center, but that's it. The rest is basically in German control. At the same time, Complexity is fighting against 2 Grenadiers and an MG. He nabbed one of the buildings. One of his conscript squads was forced to retreat after they got pinned by that said MG. But he's now moving out onto the right-hand side as well. We do have a Flamer upgrade on the Pyos from Spanky. Something that you don't really see austere players do a lot, but I have played a few games myself with Spanky 2 versus 2s, and he really fancies those Flamers.
They can be very useful. I mean, Flamers are just generally very powerful, and of course they do come on 4-man squads now, not 2-man like they were in Vico. Flamer versus Flamer, he's chasing this M3. He really wants to lay in a quick killing blow here, but I don't think he's going to be able to get away with it. It's just too close to the base.
Yeah, he's too close to safety, the Soviet base MGs. He's not going to be able to pursue it, so Complexity just jumps out and keeps repairing after a while. MG tried to actually finish it off, but it was too close to the edge. Wow, that building went down, and a conscript squad goes down as well.
Wow.
One rifle nade? Was that it?
One rifle nade was all it took to level that building. That must have hit at all the right little spots on the building there.
Yeah, it must have, I don't know,
it hit
busted the bearing walls or something.
Something like that.
Here comes the M3, full repair, got his engine back, finds an MG, proper prey for M3 Flamer. It can't actually retaliate. It's very easy to flank the MG with a highly mobile M3, and that forces an instant retreat on that MG. But right now, you know, Spanky forced off the aggressive conscript play from Complexity on the left-hand side. He even polished off an entire conscript squad with that building going down, and the last remaining guy getting critted on retreat by a headshot from a grenadier rifle. I'm not exactly sure, you know, with this M3, Complexity can apply some pressure, and he is applying quite a bit of pressure actually. He forces off most of the units from the right-hand side. There's basically one Grenadier squad which is camping out in one of these buildings. But Complexity is grabbing the munitions point and the fuel point on the right-hand side. They are connected with his cutoff as soon as they get capped. But I don't know.
God,
right
that
now,
M3 is slow.
in the snow, yeah.
In the snow, it's like turtle.
We do have, let's see, oh wow, audio issues for some reason. I'm not exactly sure what happened there. My game started rapping.
Started rapping?
Yeah,
it's developed, wants to go into a music career.
It started beatboxing, I mean. We do have healing in the base for complexity, and a very fast, I have to say, tier 4. He doesn't actually have fuel to build anything out of it. He's floating a bit of manpower. He could probably go with replacing his lost conscript, maybe. Getting a doctrine. He has 1.25 CP, so he could potentially get shocks or guards, maybe. I don't know. Not exactly sure what he's banking on right here. He might go for a super quick SU-76 or something, because he got 17 fuel income with 26 in the bank right now, so he only needs to wait a minute or two to get the required fuel.
Although, you know what has happened? We've got a very quick adoption choice here from Spanky, and he's got himself the mortar half-track as his first unit.
Mortar half-track CP cost was reduced from 2 to 1, I believe, in this last patch now. Also some other things like, I think, Panther Tactician, which is basically smoke on your vehicles and tanks, that was also reduced from 2 CPs to 1, to kind of match the 1 CP elite infantry that the Soviets can get.
Yeah, I've seen that smoke on the Panther Tactician smoke being used to great effect to get units out of harm's way.
Yeah.
Especially useful if you're being buttoned by guards or something like that, because it breaks the button.
Yeah, or targeted by long-range units like SU-85s or AT guns. It kind of creates a shot blocker, you know, a wall to protect your tank to reverse away. Saves you quite a bit of damage for a fairly low munitions cost. It's not that pricey. But we do have some elite infantry out now from complexity, and he's gone with shock troops.
Shock troops, interesting, interesting. We haven't seen those in a little while.
If there's something that can dish out a lot of DPS in a flank, it's shock troops. They're going to mince an MG.
And they will. They'll take a Panzer Grenadier squad as well. So
yeah, generally at least. But not if they
especially if you throw and hit the.
Not if you get pinned by the MG the first thing you do after capping a point after getting on the field. Then you're not going to do much damage.
No, you're not. Especially if you don't even have PBSHs yet.
That was changed as well. They changed. They come. With them.
Sorry. Yes, that's right. Yeah.
They get them
so
for
you don't
free
have
now.
to buy them. They just come with them anyway. Yeah.
They basically, I think they kind of translated the munitions cost into manpower and just gave them, you know, by default instead. Got a lot of German forces all over the field. It's kind of like a front line. It's got an MG on the far right hand side. It's got some Grants backing up. Got that mortar half track and an AC. A scout car upgraded with a 2cm autocannon. You know, another Gran. We do have a Pio in the center flaming against this conscript squad. There was actually a demo placed on the cutoff outside of the Soviet base. Hasn't been detonated yet because there's been nothing in the vicinity. At the same time,
oh,
you know,
that's what that was.
Yeah, an MG and a Gren on the far left-hand side as well. So he's got like a front line spanning across the entire map.
That's pretty powerful. It's very
hard to
powerful,
break
actually.
out.
Look at the map that he's got here. He's got such huge map control.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for complexity to actually break out of this, especially with the MG backup. That M3 is basically the only thing that can reliably get on a flank or an MG. Doesn't care about suppression whatsoever. But that's not going to be easy. Conscript squad down to 1 man, retreats. No flamer crit on retreat. Might be able to run the gauntlet, and he does. So that manages to actually run away back to the Soviet base in safety. And the M3 goes down to, I believe, a combination maybe of a Faust and a scout car. I just caught the end of the explosion there. But the scout car is down, M3 is down. The flamers are trying to kill these grenadiers. The AC upgun is not that good when it comes to infantry killing. But after the grenadier retreats, so does the combat engineer upgraded with a flamer. Another shock troop called in now, so he's not replacing his lost conscript squad with a new one. He's just adding on more elite infantry. If he can just get a proper flank off with these 2 shock troops, they are going to mince the defenses of Spanky. Main problem obviously being getting around MGs. But he's trying, let's see. Oh, he gets suppressed anyway and almost instantly pinned as he was completely out of cover. Mortar half-track starts barraging, but the shock troops are retreated well in time before those shells actually start landing. Pack out now from Spanky. He's obviously suspecting something because he hasn't really seen anything when it comes to fuel. Apart from that 1M3, is that it? I think it's just been 1M3.
Yes, it's just been the 1M3 so far.
He's even planting terror mines now as well at the munitions point in the center. So he's expecting something from tier 3 or tier 4, like T70s or something. I think that's what his main concern is right now. A T70 can... The AC
really wreck your shit.
Yeah, but it could.
I think it's the technical term.
Yeah, that is a technical term. These shock troops are just not having any fun whatsoever. They throw a smoke grenade, but... Yeah. These MGs. It's never been easy trying to fight MGs on long rest, has it?
It's never been easy, and it doesn't look like it's getting any easier, even though we're 7 years ahead and into a new game. Same map, but the same old tricks are still working, at least for now.
We do have an SU-76 cooking. That's going to be good to break out these defensive structures or the defensive line of Spanky with the MGs especially. If he can get rid of the MGs, his shock troops can basically just grind everything else down, because I don't see anything in the form of heavy weaponry apart from that Pio with a flamer. There's no LMGs and stuff like that, so, you know, mint a Grenadier squad, especially against the armor value of 2.25 from a shock troop squad. They're not going to be able to do any damage whatsoever to them. They're just going to close the distance, and then the Grenadiers are going to melt. We did have one Combat Engineer squad go down to the focus fire from 2 Grens in the center, however. And now he's actually used reconnaissance.
Yeah.
And the plane gets shot down instantly and crashes
boy.
somewhere on the right-hand side.
Somewhere out of the map, I think that went down.
I see a piece of something. Here comes the shock troops now. No MG on the left-hand side.
That's SU-76 firing. It's artillery on the MG.
Not getting any bullseye hits. Very close, that last shell before the MG packs up and retreats out of there. Shock troops are on the left-hand side. He has been able to reclaim the left-hand side, as both of the MGs have been on the right/center. So now he has a bit of an opening with one of the MGs retreating due to the SU-76 barrage.
There's double shock troops here. They've found themselves an enemy in this scout car. They have no way to retaliate.
I can use this PPSH small arms fire. They're quite squishy as long as they don't get veterancy, and the upgun doesn't really do that much damage against it. This one MG, however, still alive and kicking on the right-hand side. It's basically keeping...
He keeps on running into it as well. It must be causing him a real headache at this point.
Yeah, he might have expected it to actually have retreated or relocated by now, but it never did. These Pios are Vet 3! They got 17 kills! The Pio squad!
Oh, wow.
And that Coastal squad is down to 1 man. The Flamer is not firing because he's out of range, but he's not retreating either. So if either player just sees this engagement and goes, holy crap, I need to retreat, yeah. Lexi sees it first before Spanky moves in with the Flamer. Nice grenade on this Gren squad, completely annihilates it almost, down to 1 man. That was close.
Yeah, we've seen some lackluster shock troop grenades in our time, but that was a good one.
That was a good one, yeah. SU-76 using its artillery barrage on this MG, finally forcing it to retreat, giving some breathing room to the Soviet army on the far right-hand side. He's reclaiming the munitions in the center at the same time. This shock troop squad, I think it's kind of trying to kill this AC. Not gonna happen with 2 guys. Oh, he needs to retreat that shock troop squad. The MG flips, gonna open up, gets instant suppression on that guard squad, retreats down to 2 men, very low health. Oh, firing arc just catches one of the retreating shock troops, kills that guy. He's down to 1 man, going to be able to run the gauntlet. There's nothing in the way back to base.
Spanky's throwing down a recon flight of his own now.
Nice.
Getting some views over the battlefield.
Ooh. Mortar half-track might be taken out by the SU. He doesn't fancy actually pursuing it. He can't see in the blizzard, as well as he knows that there's that pack. Oh, he's most likely going to be moving in again, maybe to use the artillery barrage. He's still on a cooldown for another 18 seconds. He's just going to give some supporting fire.
So it looks like Spanky has gone from having the bulk of the map and a really strong front line to actually being kind of pushed back into this little corner here.
He doesn't have a reliable, you know, very mobile counter to that SU-76, and his MGs was basically what, you know, kept him having that strong front line, and without the MGs, he no longer has. all the fighting around the axis cut off and these buildings. Here comes the Su-76 barrage on that pack. It's instantly going to try and get out of the way. The scanner is quite large at max distance and he manages to dodge every single shell. Su-76 was afraid of getting Fausted as well. Nice rifle nade, but it was instantly dodged by Complexity. And he's going to move in. And how is that building still alive? The pack has been opening up on it for quite a while, and it can instantly go down if the back walls actually get hit by this pack. Right
yeah, it's got no side wall.
No, it's got a big ass hole in that building.
Pretty sure a civil engineer would have something to say about the physics of this building still standing.
There's nothing wrong here. That's not gonna work.
You
Nice
Molotov
in the deep snow in the center VP, forces an instant retreat. He actually gets 2 kills as well on that Gren squad because he simply couldn't get out of the way. I don't even know if he saw the throwing animation until it was too late because they were cloaked in the deep snow and the Grenadiers couldn't dodge it in the deep snow, even with the long wind-up on the animation.
Oh, they were close to the deep snow, of course.
Yeah, it's a blizzard. These P-Grants, however, are ripping these conscripts into small, tiny, fleshy pieces. Or if he's going for the cutoff now with this P-Grant squad, or he's just trying to go for the kill. This demo, man, could be devastating if he sees it, if he notices. I'm not exactly sure if he's gonna fancy
blow it.
Oh, he's not gonna do it. You keep watching
What are you
that
doing?
Oh, he's got no line of sight, so he can't detonate it anymore.
Ah, damn.
I guess it wasn't enough of a juicy target, or Lexi was busy here on the right-hand side. He's trying to chase off most of the German army with a shock troop squad, and really almost everything is retreating because there's no Grenadier backup, there's no MG backup. He's got that Bet 3 Pio up now, but that's basically it. Nothing else to combat these shock troops. That Flamer, wow.
Damn, Bet 3
Careful,
Pios.
Flamer.
Gotta watch out for those guys.
Oh, nice Su-76 hit, actually crits the flamethrower on that Pio squad. He's down to 1 man, 1 guy is running around burning.
Oh, it did escape.
Suddenly, Panther, KB8 is on the field from Complexity, but there's a Panther now.
Oh
I don't think
boy,
he expected that.
that's unfortunate timing.
Yeah, that P shooter 45mm on that KB8 is no match for the Panther. He's not going to be able to penetrate him on the rear armor even. Su-76 got a nice long-range hit on the rear armor. It can still do decent damage against tanks and vehicles. Artillery barrage is really what you buy it for, however. It's really, really good. We do have incendiary barrage used. It's gonna land around this Pack and Panther. Pack is trying to get out of the way. Loses 1 guy, still standing somewhat in the fire.
Big incendiary barrage in the mortar. Burning his own pack crew though, not too clever.
That was an incendiary off-map from Complexity.
Oh, sorry, I thought that was in the mortar.
No.
Infantry! Stay down! Here, standing by.
Panther took quite a beating. He's down to 60% health somewhat, something like that. Damage engine from an 18-8. Coastal Squad managed to get out of the way as well. That's 1 man retreating.
Nice dodge, Molotov here on the left-hand side. Threw it on the MG, but the MG was already moving. And now, 1 Gren and 1 MG versus this shock troop here. MG does hit retreat, but...
Wow.
He could have, I think he could have flipped that MG there, but I guess he didn't want to chance
there's a shock troop coming in from the rear as well. I guess he saw that maybe.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, no way he would have won that engagement. The shock troop would have gotten close enough to that MG. The MG could have maybe kept the conscript and, you know, at least take the other shock troop to a suppression state. But after that, the third infantry squad, the 2nd shock troop, would have minced both the Gren and that MG instantly. But Complexity finds himself without reliable AT against this Panther right now. He is saving up, I believe.
No, he just stole a pack.
Oh, I just stole a pack. I saw that on my unit bar. All of a sudden he had an AT gun. I was like, what? Where did that come from? Nice incendiary barrage to try and defend this stolen pack now. Molotov, bundle nade on the pack, decruised however. That P-Gren squad burst to death in the incendiary barrage. He throws that bundle, the last thing he did in life.
how is this KV-8 still alive and there's a Panther around?
It's got a ton of health, man. Outright ton of health. SU-76 Barrage tries to decrude the recruit pack. Didn't work though. Here comes the shock troop squad to finish the job. Easily gonna be able to polish off the pack if he fancies it. He just noticed. It's crewed by Pios as well, so it instantly goes down to the PVSH equipped 2 shock troop squads. Where's all these MGs that Spanky had before? What happened?
He does still have 2 MGs.
They really need to relocate to the right hand side of the map because these shock troops are just running rampant, killing everything. Here comes the Panther push from Spanky now against the KV-8 and the SU-76. This Panther is going to be targeting this KV-8, very low health. It looks like Complexity might be sacrificing this KV-8 just to save his SU-76, which is reversing back into the Soviet base. Panther misses his last shot to finish off the KV-8, however. Nice Molotov on the right-hand side on this VEP-2 Grenadier squad. That's a bit of health damage. It's going to be fighting a VEP-2 conscript now.
2 grenades go in on this MG as it packs up.
Panther uses
Will the
smoke
crew be
to get
finished
out of
off?
that base. I think he could have pushed that, but there were 2 conscript squads in Complexity's base, so it could have been 18-aided and then pursued. SU-85 finally cooking in a tier 4 building from Complexity. He needs that against this Panther. So what happened on the outside of the German base on the left-hand side?
An MG was rushed, double grenades were thrown. MG went down to very, very low health with just 1 man.
It survived 2 grenades.
Just about, yep.
Wow, lucky. Lucky MG. Oh!
Oh!
That was a rifle
Oh
nade,
my
I think.
god!
What just died? Shock troop. Yeah, shock troop
Shock
squad.
troop to 1 rifle grenade.
Just crawling around on the ground now.
That was brutal.
I barely caught the end of that explosion.
Must have just hit.
I just see bodies everywhere.
Yeah, that used to be a shock troop. Oh wow, 2 lots of conscripts pinned
Double
instantly, but they
Molotov.
can still chuck the Molotovs.
Yeah, he had a wind up before he got pinned. MG is just burning to death. Another guy. Here comes this VEP-3 AC. It's still alive, miraculously. Here comes the SU-76 now. VEP-2. Not a bad feat at all. He's only got 4 kills, but he's done quite a lot of damage. With this SU now, the Panther is repaired, so Panther needs to get on the rear armor of this SU and start circle strafing. He can't just tangle with it at max range. SU's gonna win if he just sits there. New shock troop squad purchased for Complexity after losing that one to one of the rifle nades.
So now it's a staring contest.
Blizzard staring contest.
Yeah.
No one wants to go anywhere. They know they're sitting there. You know, Complexity knows there's the Panther, obviously, and he also knows that there's a pack backup, so his SU needs to take care not to run into the pack combined with the Panther, because that's easily going to be able to take down the SU-85. But, you know, the SU-76 is opening up a barrage now on this pack. He knows it's there somewhere. Oh, nice hit from the SU-76. Decrews. No, it didn't decrew the pack. Only kills 1 man. Here comes the Panther now. He's going to move in against this SU-76 and the SU-85. I'm not exactly sure which one annoys him the most. It's got to be the SU.
Over here on the right, we had a couple of pinned conscripts here getting chewed up by this AC. Now up to 14 kills at VEP-3.
This Panther is doing some proper work for Spanky now. He's killed the SU-85. SU-76 is very low health. SU-76 is trying to get out of the way. It's VEP-3 now, but he's most likely going to lose it to the Panther here. Too bad that SU-76 was a lifesaver for the Soviet armor, dislodging support weapons like MGs, forced them to retreat so he could play freely with his infantry.
There's a VEP-2 conscript running straight into the lion's mouth here.
1880 to get out, or just get out, do something. He's going to decap. And there comes a retreat, but he's going to get shot down on retreat, losing that VEP-2 conscript squad. Not good. In quick succession, he's lost the SU-85, SU-76. You know, it's all started with that one shock troop squad dying to a rifle.
And the conscript went down on the right hand side.
Yeah, conscript as well now. It's too much. He's trying to get rid of this mortar half track. He's got 2. I haven't been noticing many nice hits. Have you seen any?
I haven't seen any particularly juicy ones, but I think he has been getting ones here and there.
Oh, grenade tennis at the munitions point on the left.
Oh, whoa! I think these shock troops are going to lose this particular game.
Ah, yeah, he lost the squad as well. P-Grand squad might be able to get out of the way from the flames of the KV-8, and here comes the Panther now. It's still very, very damaged, but it is Vet2. He quite easily has the caliber gun one up on the KV-8. 45mm KV-8. It's not going to be able to kill this Panther, I think. Wow, it's a frontal penetration. What's happening? I gotta check out the stats on the KV-8 45mm gun.
Just turns out it's like a beastly gun. It just looks tiny. Relic's just fucking with us. It's like it does as much damage and penetration as a Tiger. They just packed it all into a 45mm.
Well, he doesn't really need it against infantry because that flamethrower does the job. That does the trick. But complexity of the army now very, very small. He's down to 4 infantry units, 2 conscripts, a shock troop, and a combat engineer. And he's got that KV-8, but he lost the Su-85, he lost the Su-76, he lost a lot of stuff.
Man, it's not looking too good now for complexity. Not looking too good at all.
So Vet2 country squad trying to harass the bottom VP outside of the German base, forced to retreat. There's another country squad against a P-Grand squad at the northern VP. Nice bundle nade, instant retreat from the conscript. Takes 2 casualties on retreat. P-Grand squad is forced to retreat due to the base MG, however, and there's just an MG42 sitting in the center, and this shock troop squad is just gonna go, I'll have me some of that MG42, thank you very much.
Yep, they'll probably be able to get away with it too, because this AC just doesn't do enough damage.
It's very strong at Vet3. I've had a Vet3 upgun scout car solo like a T-34. No veterancy, of course, but still, it's quite funny. Here we go, Su-85 on the field, and this armored car doesn't want to let this shock troop squad steal at MG42, but it's going to be forced to let it go into the Soviet base. He can't pursue it anymore after that.
And he vanishes in a puff of smoke.
Yeah.
Quite literally.
Panzer tactician used, just to reinforce his retreat. What just exploded? Oh, incendiary barrage on the top right-hand side VP, but area of effect is
and
not
the
as
Tiger
big.
is on the field.
Ooh, Tiger. It's gonna be a good combination vehicle, I think. He's going to be able to, you know, kill infantry with it. He's going to be able to tango with the KV-8 and the Su-85s with it, as long as he can get at the Su-85. But combined with the Panther, it should be no problem.
Yeah, it's gonna be powerful breakthrough weapon.
Panther is fully repaired, Vet2 as well, moving back onto the front lines. He's most likely going to be looking to go to this left-hand side, which Complexity just managed to outright kill a P-Grand squad with his KV-8. Here comes the Tiger now. I think he was expecting maybe 1 Panther, but I don't think he was expecting 2 heavy
Oh wow, he
vehicles
got a
from
cruise
Europe.
shot critical on the Su-85.
Small percentage chance when your shells get deflected by a tank on the front of the armor, for example, your crew can get shot and basically renders the like a temporary immobilization.
Oh wow, this Su-85's taking a beating now. Blitzkrieg activated on the Panther.
He's trying to get away, but it's just not enough. There goes the Su-85. We do have a sniper out from Complexity. This KV-8 now, he's getting combat repaired, but against the Tiger and the Panther, there's just no way.
This is an Axis armor sandwich.
Not a fun
But damn, that thing has a lot of health.
Yeah, seriously.
Seems like a Churchill.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the Churchill actually.
Like the Churchill Croc actually.
Yeah,
In fact,
yeah.
it's exactly like the Churchill Croc.
It's exactly like the Churchill Croc. Who would have known? With the designer of the Brit faction, Quinn Duffy, being in Company of Heroes 2, there would be another Churchill Croc, aka Kate. Who knew? I knew. Oh, nice Molotov of this Vet 3 Grenadier Squad forces him to retreat. But right now, the chronic lack of AT from Complexity is going to lose him this game. I don't know what he can do. He built another SU-76. That's not going to be enough. Nowhere near close whatsoever.
An SU-76.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's just like
Tiger's gonna laugh at that thing.
It's not gonna be able to penetrate that Tiger.
Maybe
on
if he
the
can
rear
shoot
armor.
like down the barrel, break the barrel.
Sniper gets found by these two Axis tanks now, just rolling right into the Soviet base. Conscript squad on the right hand side gets behind one of the MGs, however. Small break for Complexity. Now his conscripts are freezing to death. He doesn't have enough munitions for a Molotov. Small arms fire against the Vet 2 MGs. Not enough instant pin. What the hell just happened? Here comes the Tiger. He's just pursuing the SU-76. He doesn't even need to pursue it. I think he could have just parked inside of the Soviet base and just took it on the chin. That's one forward pack.
He's gonna chase it down just because he can.
There goes
And
SU-76.
there it goes. SU-76 is down.
Complexity down to 3 units now. Conscript, Combat Engineer. Why did he smoke? He didn't want to get 18-aided, I guess.
For the fun of it.
Because he can. But yeah, Soviet sniper went down to the vehicles. We do have an Axis sniper on the field. He hasn't taken a single shot yet, and I don't see him taking many shots during this game. Maybe a few on this stolen MG42. Apart from that, Complexity is vehicle-based build. Tiger and a Panther. What do you do?
80 wall, 10 AT guns. We'll hit something.
Well, it's not gonna afford him. He hasn't even built tier 2, so that's not gonna work.
A million SU-85s is the only way.
He has no fuel, no fuel income, no nothing. He does have a Vet 3 conscript squad trying to combat these Pyos camping on the far left-hand side outside of the Soviet base. He did 18 nades that Tiger, but it's not like it's gonna kill it anytime soon.
No,
Maybe if he
this game
shoots
is over.
into the exhaust of the Tiger, will that blow it up?
Oh, look at that! Look at that! There's a T-35 mine right in front of that armored car. If it just rolls forward just a couple of feet.
Oh no!
Boom.
Almost takes him out.
Oh, it's saved by the veterancy though.
Yeah. But this
Bet 2 saved
tier
it.
4 building goes down to the Panther or the Pack. And see if Complexity is just gonna go try and get some kills. He used the smoke to try and save this AC now. He does have a destroyed engine. Gets pinned. And he's gonna be forced back. He's not gonna get the killing shot most likely on this armored car. Smoke still saving him. And that conscript squad is down to 1 man, and Complexity is gonna try to go for an 18 I think on this armored car, but he doesn't actually get it off before dropping.
Nope. He
guess he didn't
was
fancy
well
his
and
chances
truly
there.
out of this game.
Yeah, yeah. He was building tier 2 because the only thing he could actually build, as he had no fuel, was AT guns.
Right.
But yeah, it didn't get up fast enough. It takes quite a while to
Look
build
out.
the Soviet buildings.
Yeah, it does. It does take a little while, and yeah, if you don't get it up in time, that's what happens.
Yeah, very nice early game from Spanky, locking down the map with his MG play. That was very nicely done. Very powerful on the winter version of Longra, I think. With the deep snow, it's hard to get around, even with shock troops, because if you do get around with shock troops, it's going to kill the MG42 quite rapidly compared to conscripts, which just takes too long. So flanking is not as potent as in Company of Heroes 1 with rifles versus MG, for example. But with shock troops, they just like mince everything. So they're easily gonna kill the MG. But it's gonna be hard on winter maps with deep snow, especially when they're kind of
Yeah, because you
spanning
can see
across
the
the
flank
center
coming
map.
from a mile away.
Yeah, exactly, that too. So nice early play from Spanky. Nice, somewhat comeback from Complexity in the mid game there. You know, he retained map dominance for quite a while, and then I don't know what happened. Panther happened. That's what happened.
Yeah, Panther happened.
Panther
When
happened.
Panther happens, you run. Or
Pretty
you get
much.
a lot of AT guns.
Especially if you're an SU-76, you just run, because you're not going to be able to
Yeah,
reliably
'cause
penetrate it.
You're not doing anything if that's all you got.
Yeah.
Well, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed our last double of 2 Longras. We showed you the Summer Longra and the Winter Longra. Do leave us your thoughts on what you think the new maps are like, any new strategies that you're coming up with, because of course they are very new maps. Lots of exciting metagame stuff to be happening over the next few weeks and months, I'm sure. Other than that, do tell your friends and leave us a comment, share it on Twitter and Facebook, and we will see you next time.
See you guys.